Liverpool extends contract with young star. Liverpool have announced to Harvey Elliott that they have signed a new contract just 1 year after their last extension. According to the reports, the decision of Jürgen Klopp lies behind this request. Elliott signed a deal with Liverpool last summer that will last until 2026. But the Reds are now reportedly hoping to tie him to a longer time at Anfield. The new terms will allegedly come with a pay rise and will reflect on Elliott's progress in Klopp's first team at Liverpool. At a time when Liverpool's immediate future in midfield is somewhat uncertain, this should be welcome news. Despite only 4 years on his current contract, it can't hurt to ensure Elliott's long-term future. It has also made significant progress after signing its final extension, as the report shows. When he wrote his current contract, he had not yet properly prepared himself as an A-team player. It came after an excellent rental summer at Blackburn Rovers and was expected to be back on the market in 2021-2022. Elliott began to make his mark on Klopp's first-team plans. Impressing the pre-season coach, the 18-year-old started 3 of his first 4 games in the Premier League. Playing on the right of midfield, Elliott affected his progress before a nasty ankle injury in September halted his progress. He wasn't exactly the same player at the beginning of the year. But he had an impressive performance at England U21 in the summer and is now called incredible by Brentford's keen Lewis Potter. Elliott looks set to push the starting lineup once again. Liverpool's 19 talents were on the bench on the opening day of the season on Saturday. There was a gap in Klopp's midfield due to Thiago Alcantara's injury. Elliott seems ready to make the point his own, as he did in the last campaign. Liverpool seeks to capitalize on the turmoil in Barcelona. The German boss saw Curtis Jones and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain fall pre-season injury victims, but seeing Thiago play against Fulham last Saturday apparently made everyone involved with the club a little bit worried. Naby Keita appears to be recovering from illness ahead of Liverpool's game against Crystal Palace on Monday. But it looks like the club's stance will continue to strengthen the middle of the park. The Reds are expected to move from Borussia Dortmund for Jude Bellingham for the summer of 2023. If things take a turn for the worse for Liverpool midfield in the next few weeks, the Reds could capitalize on the turmoil at Barcelona. There was a lot of news about Kessie's transfer to Anfield while playing the final year of her contract at Milan last season. However, he joined Barcelona as a free transfer and signed a 4-year contract at Camp Nou. However, for the La Liga season starting this weekend, the Catalans are unable to license the midfielder and the rest of the summer transfers due to financial difficulties. Spanish sources are reporting that Barca may implement a clause allowing the midfielder to leave the club for free if he is indifferent before the opening game against Rayo Vallecano. According to Liverpool, this could be a very viable option for Klopp and could solve many problems at no cost. This would also be a long-term solution as the midfielder is only 25 years old and the German boss would eventually replace Gini Wijnaldum in his roster. In fact, it would be such an interesting transfer. There may be a transfer story that will be few in history. However, it should be seen as a very important sign for Liverpool. Because right now there is a fire in Liverpool's midfield and that fire is constantly heating up. When Thiago's injury was added to the already injured midfielders, the situation started to become alarming. However, Liverpool's market research is ongoing and a move is being considered. Kessie is a talented name who can pull off the midfield. He gives Liverpool both speed, dynamism and an offensive contribution that is felt to be lacking. Obviously, such a need for midfield was already evident, but the club has delayed the move this summer as it has decided to wait for Jude Bellingham. But now the situation has changed. Reds prepare Mateus Nunez bid. According to Portuguese sources, Liverpool are preparing a bid to sign Sporting Lisbon midfielder Mateus Nunez this summer. Nunez's future has become one of the main talking points of the entire transfer window, previously linked to Wolves, Manchester City, Newcastle and Manchester United. Despite the intense interest, The 23-year-old Portuguese international remained in place in Lisbon, playing 90 minutes in the opening match of the Primeira Liga 3-3 against Braga at the weekend. It was his 100th game for the club. The Reds are also tied to Nunez, and it looks like a bid from Merseyside could come after Thiago lost to a hamstring injury for a few weeks. According to Portuguese sources, it is believed that Liverpool has prepared a bid to transfer the star midfielder. It is claimed that Anfield club already knew the price, set at £38 million, while Jürgen Klopp is now reportedly looking for spare midfield reinforcements for Thiago. The report also states that it only remained to convince the actor, who was described as an absolute beast by football commentator Noel Loyola. While Klopp's options were more than enough on paper, early season problems for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, Curtis Jones and now Thiago have put the credibility of the midfield department at Anfield into question. Working as a central midfielder in the 2021-2022 season, Nunez has proven his excellent and invaluable stamina, scoring 4 goals and making 5 assists in 50 games in all competitions last season. In addition to face value figures, the Brazilian-born player won 6.5 duels per game, scored 36.5 accurate passes, and dribbled 2.5 per game, earning an excellent 6.95 couch points. With an estimated market cap of £31.5 million and contracted through 2026, Nunez will be a great piece of work for the price discussed should FSG and Julian Ward make it through. Description of Sepp van den Berg from Company. Recent news has this week that Burnley has requested Sepp van den Berg on loan. It looks like they are facing competition from the German sides, but manager Vincent Kompany is particularly keen on signing the player. Kompany was now questioned about this interest and, with some hesitation, complimented the Liverpool man. "We're talking about a player from another club," Kompany said. "All I can say is that Sepp is a really good player, but an important part of that is making sure we're strong enough by balancing the players we have with the playing time." The fact that Kompany has something to say about Van den Berg right now suggests something interesting. Burnley suffered from the downturn in the Premier League and brought in Kompany for an instant challenge to return. Just what Van den Berg needs after a very successful 18-month loan with Preston North End. What Liverpool wants to see from the Dutchman is density, pressure and quality. But as we said earlier in the week, everything will depend on what the German teams want for Van den Berg. But at least Burnley is a great comeback option and one of the good options the Reds have. Van den Berg's work at Kompany might at least be an opportunity they won't want to miss.